Hi everybody, this is Cheryl, and as you see, I'm doing something different today, all right? So I want to talk to you all about how to get over your fear of judgment. Now, this was a question that I asked myself, of course. Everything that I do here is something that I asked myself, all right? And here I'm just sharing with you what I found out, okay? So now I put fear, how to get over your fear. I have question marks all around that because I'm not sure that that's what's going on here. Okay. That's what we say, but I don't know if that's what it is. But we're going to talk about that at the end. Okay. So first, judgment. What is judgment? Okay. Now I looked that up. I look up the etymology of words because I love it. I love the etymology of words. Judgment means to say. Anything you say, you think, even you feel, is judgment. So I have three branches of this. I'm only going to talk about one of them today, okay? But the two that I'm not going to talk about are here. I told somebody this a while ago, and they were like, girl, what in the world are you talking about? So what I said was, our senses are making judgments, okay? Like, they're a judgment, you know? All right, I'm not going to go any further, so that's number one. The second one, every statement, question, thought, all that is a judgment. Okay, let's just keep this on the back burner. All right, so because today what we're going to talk about is judgment when it's a statement of decision. Okay, a statement of decision. That's somebody saying you are guilty, whether it's in a courtroom or not. All right, you are innocent is also a statement of judgment. All right, a statement of decision. Okay, now the reason why we're talking about this at all is because, as we're all aware, all of us are aware, people say things like, you are just like your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your crackhead cousin. Okay, you're just like. Some of us have heard that before. You will never be, fill in the blank. You will never be as good as. You will never be as bad as, you know, or whatever the statement is. We hear that a lot. You are poor, or you are rich, or you are okay, you're not bad, you're awesome, you're great, you're wonderful. All of those are statements of decision or judgment. What else do we hear? You are successful, you are smart, you're stupid, you're competent, you're innocent, all that. Okay? All of those are statements of judgment. Now, it wouldn't really matter that much, but for the people who say it. Okay? Which is what I have here. Anytime you have authority figures, like your mom, your dad, someone you admire, some influencer that you really, really look up to, okay, an author whose books you read, a YouTuber who you know, the second they put something up there, you right there, okay, because you have to hear what they're saying, because what they're saying, now listen, you are giving a lot of meaning to what these individuals are saying, and they're authority figures because you feel like they're in some way better than you are. Okay? They're in some way better than you are. So we give a lot of weight to these statements of decision. Okay? Now what that leads to then, all right, what that leads to most of the time is falling head first into belief that what these people are saying, what I'm reading in this book, what I'm hearing from this radio broadcast, okay, it's true. And not only is it true, it's right. They're right. I am never going to be any good, you know. They're absolutely right. I am poor. You know, I am just like my crackhead cousin. They're right. Okay? Now, let me give you something. So this is the setup. This is the setup that a lot of us are familiar with. And what that does, okay, is as we grow and mature, these statements and our belief in the rightness and veracity of these statements, it really stunts our growth. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, okay, but there's a person here, and then on the other side, they're like a shadow of themselves. Okay, because they're holding so much back. Why? Because they don't want to be judged. There's a fear of judgment, a fear, maybe. Now let's look at these are things for you to consider about judgment, okay? Just in case you feel like judgment is something you fear. And, some of us would even avoid going to somebody's house or avoid calling them or mentioning a topic in front of them because we know, I know what you're going to say. I'm not going to even say anything, and I don't feel like dealing with all that, right? We don't want to be judged. And why don't we want to be judged? Okay, let's go over these first, and then I'll tell you what I found out. So, number one, judgment is always about the judge. If your mom, dad, the makeup influencer, the non-dual speaker, the preacher, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, your significant other, your pets, whatever, okay? Whatever they're saying, like right now, what I'm saying, this is about me, okay? It's about me, the limits that I have on my perspective, the feelings I have, the goals I have, all of that. All of these connections. Remember we talked about connections the other night. All these connections that I have. I mean, all of that. How could it not be about me? How can what I'm saying now not be about me? Okay? I mean, there's no way in the world it couldn't be. All right? And all you're doing, we talked about this before, right? My connection to you is for one primary reason. So I can know me. Okay? So I can know me. So that's how you come into the judgments that I make. Okay? It's so that I can know me more. All right? Or better. Do you know what I'm saying? All right. So it's never about you. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's never about you. Never. You are not accountable for my judgment. If I say you're the worst person ever, okay, you're not accountable for that. You know what I mean? If I say you're very messy, you leave stuff all over the house, your hygiene is terrible, like you're awful, you're just terrible, okay? You're not accountable for that statement. You're not, listen to what I'm saying though. I said you're not accountable for the judgment, right? Because what you're accountable for is what you can control and what you can change. You cannot control what I say, and you damn sure can't change it, okay? So there's no way you could be accountable for the limited perspective I have that's producing these statements and questions and thoughts and all that, okay? Now we're talking about how to get over your fear of judgment, okay? So there's some things that you can consider and just ponder these things, okay? To see, well, I'm scared of being judged. I'm scared of going around this person because I don't want to hear, what they have to say. Is that warranted? Is that warranted? Okay, so the next one is judgment is not true or false. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. To make a judgment, so there's two things going on here, okay? If you think of a courtroom, all right, and the judge. The judge sits there, and the jury, if they have one, whatever, and what do? They listen to evidence. They get information from different people. They look at videos. They look at reports. They ask questions. They hear arguments. They do all that. They go into chambers, think about it, weigh this and that and think about the history of this particular case or whatever. And they come back and they make a statement of decision. Does that mean they had all the information? No, they didn't. It doesn't mean that at all. And sometimes with the information they have, the statement of decision made with that information is still unfair or unjust, or that's another thing. But the point is they'll never have all the information. Nobody, even the witnesses, don't have all the information. Okay? So when it comes down to it, and this isn't even like an existential type of thing. This is like, the way it is. You don't have all the information. When I say it's a beautiful day today, do I have all the information about this day? Okay, to say it's a beautiful... No, I don't. Because I guarantee you, I'm looking at the sun and somebody else looking at that same sun feeling miserable and terrible. And it's like, this is the worst day ever. Okay? Because they're in their little bubble. I'm in my bubble. None of us has all the information. So how in the world could judgment be anything other than incomplete? Meaning, how can it be anything other than not true, not right, and not wrong? Which brings me to this one. It's like saying, so we don't fear judgment. What we fear is that the judgment made is right. That's what we're scared of. We're afraid that when mom said, you will never amount to anything, we're scared that that's true. Okay? It's like, who was it? The Calvinists, I believe, who felt like everything was predestined. Okay? And they had you're destined to go to heaven or hell or whatever they thought you were destined to do. And there's nothing you can do about it, okay? Because that's your destiny. All right? So it's kind of like that. Right? We're scared that a judgment is final, which is the purpose, right? The purpose of judgment is to be final. That's why in the Bible, they say God has the final judgment, okay? Because you're done. After judgment, you finished. Okay? That's what we're afraid of. That's what we're afraid of. So, when in reality, every judgment, whether it's a statement, a question, a thought that you're having in your own head, telling yourself, it's just like saying, once upon a time. Aren't you waiting? Aren't you waiting for more? It's like go somewhere and sit down with somebody and they say, once upon a time. Like people will be looking like, okay. And once upon a time, what? Like what happened? Because we feel that that's incomplete. Don't you feel that that's incomplete? Huh? The next time somebody says, oh my God, you are amazing. You're the best. You're the most altruistic, wonderful person. I want you to hear once upon a time. When they say you just like your crackhead cousin, I want you to hear once upon a time. Okay? And then see how you feel. See how you feel about it. See what kind of, like how you can, whatever they're telling you, is that information that you can do something with? Because it's not about you. We already established that. It's not about you. But it may be useful information that you can do something with, possibly. Okay? All right, y'all. So, how to get over your fear of judgment. Consider these things, think about it, chew on them, ask different questions. Maybe there are some things on here I didn't even consider. So ask those kinds of questions, and if this is something that you want to do, then go ahead and do it. Okay, I will see y'all back here next time. All right, bye.